everybody. Start of the season. I'm only fishing 2 trails. I'm fishing the Cat Trail, the Gas one. I'm gonna fish 2 tournaments so we can qualify for the championship with my pops. And then I'm also fishing the Club Trail. Last year we got the W, won the Angler of the Year for that, won a couple tournaments, was generally in the top 3 most of the time. We're gonna try to do that again, but it starts today. We have a tournament in, I believe it's 13 days from now. So we're gonna get a little bit of pre-practice in here. Then next week on Monday or Tuesday, my buddy Adam's gonna come with me. He fishes out of the back of the boat, but the way the club works out, it's every man for themselves. So even if he's in the back, he can't help me out at all. He's actually competing against me out of the back of my boat. So it's kind of like way old school Bassmaster rules. But we're gonna give it a shot this year, but it starts today. Today's the day. We gotta go find some fish, and then hopefully we can relate it to a week from today, see if we can find those fish once again, see if they're pushing further back, see if they're pushing further out. Just trying to see if there's a general pattern that we can follow. I mean, there's nothing else to say. We're out at Kerr Lake, but it's my least favorite lake. It's Adam's least favorite lake. There's just not many of those 4 to 6 pound class fish that can kind of save your day. You really got to search for them and find them. It's an interesting lake. It's got a lot of offshore stuff. It's got a really good shallow bite most of the time. When the water's high, this place is unbelievable, but the water's at like 300.4, so we're gonna have some stuff in the water, but we're following a 2-day cold front. The weather went from like 70s and 80s. I mean, it was really nice. Fish were starting to move up, starting to get in their groove. And then we just had a severe cold spell. We've had 2 cold rains since then. The water, for example, the water at Falls was 60 degrees or 65 degrees in some parts. And now I believe that lake is down around the low 50s. So I imagine Kerr is much the same. Air temperature today is 39 degrees. It's going to be a high of 51, but yesterday it was 39 and raining all day. Let me check the temp real quick. All right, so we got 52 degree water here. We're going to see what we can do. I'm going to run it like I usually run it, going for big bass only. We'll catch y'all out there. Let's hope we can catch them. Not a bad one. I mean, he joked it. Alright, so he was 2.5. He's bleeding all over the place, so I'm gonna get him back. Not a bad start, especially because I really don't like this lake. Little guy, but we're gonna weigh him. Pound and a half. That's the best bite I had all day. Alright, well, first big bite we got is in a brush pile on a point leading into a spawning pocket. We're gonna keep trying to run this pattern. I got a few brush piles around here, so we'll keep giving it a shot. This brush pile is probably shot now. Oh well, we'll keep trying. Dang! Wish I would have been recording, but I got it cut on for the landing. Another 1.5 pounder. Alright, well that's going to be it. Had 10.5 pounds. I mean, bite was okay if you found them. But I think a lot of this fish kind of pushed back off. There was a big tournament out here Saturday. They canceled the one on Sunday, but Saturday they bit really good, pre-frontal conditions. I'm assuming the fish pushed up on all that rock and they were chasing bait like crazy because fish knew it was coming. And then, of course, Sunday it was 39 degrees all day and rain. That cold water came in. I mean, we still got 55, 56 degree water today, and it's Monday. So I'm assuming that yesterday cooled the water off quite a bit, and the water had been cooling off prior to that. So I think the fish finally kind of pushed back out into the middle, or they were just up really shallow, and I never checked enough shallow stuff to run into them. I did run some shallower stuff. Had a few big ones on stumps and rocks and stuff, but they just wouldn't commit. They were real sluggish. Nothing was really feeding up today. Even the striper were just kind of hanging out, being stationary. So I don't know. We'll see in a week from today. We're going to come back out here and have a day 2 of practice. I'm probably just going to skip this whole end of the lake because the tournament lets out in the middle. And it's either I run down here or I run up the river area. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the weather forecast has for us because this ain't gonna cut it. I mean, 10 pounds is okay. That's a normal limit out here that would help for Angler of the Year stuff, but I'm gonna need a lot more than 10 pounds if I want to win it. Probably 15 to 16 if I want to have a good day. So, all right. See y'all at practice day 2. Oh, so we went out out to Gaston and sucked it up the other day. Me and Dad did. We figured something out. Sometimes that's the way practice goes. You go out and you catch a few fish, but you don't really catch a big bag in practice. You just kind of do okay. You figure out where they're at, and then you go out to the tournament and you bust a big bag. Sometimes that's just how it goes. So today, we're going to try to locate some fish on Kerr. I know it's going to be different in a few days. We got a 5-day warm spell coming. It's only 29 or 27 degrees this morning, but it's going to get up to 60 in the afternoon. This is the start of that warm spell, and hopefully some fish want to bite today. Hope y'all enjoy it. We're going to try to catch some big ones for once. What was that?
I don't know.
What?
Call this.
That ain't a bad one. Hey.
Did you see him on a stump or something?
There's a rock ledge right there. And I saw, as we were coming up on it, I saw like 4 or 5 like kind of swim away, and then when I flipped out there I saw one swimming back, and then when I hopped it over the rock,
He hit it.
I felt something hit it, but it wasn't even the fish I saw, so that's cool.
Big bass.
You think he wanted it? I mean, good Lord. Should be.
Let that thing eat. Hello. Ain't bad.
All right, well, that's how practice ended. We started off in the morning fishing rock piles, and I caught one on a jig. And so we kind of ran that pattern for a while. Missed a few of the fish catches, especially from Adam. He was throwing a drop shot around. I think he caught 3 or 4 fish that day. But we just never ran into anything where a bunch of females were. I mean, we were fishing staging spots. Caught a couple males is what they look like. They didn't really have big fat bellies or anything like that. So I'm thinking they were just males staging up on those spots. So I guess we had to go looking further out, but we never did. And based upon day 1, as you saw, we did a bunch of things where we were trying to jerk bait up shallow. That seemed to be the bite around nut bush. It was just that day. It didn't really pan out too well. I lost a fish on a jig and a brush pile that felt pretty good, but we never came across anything that would say, hey, we need to run down there and do a pattern off of it. And then we start off in what is Eastland Creek. There's a bunch of rock piles in there, so we started in there. And of course, you know, when you find fish first thing in the morning, in the first half of your day, you pretty much catch them on every other rock pile that you fish. It's kind of a pattern that you want to stick to, and we kind of left early that day. And I know we ended up running a few different things, but most of our fish came in Eastland Creek, and we tried a bunch of other stuff but never found any. So now we're going to cut into tournament day. See if we caught them. He missed it. Something hit it back there in that grass. Missed it again. Where's your food go?
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's what's out here.
Now we could say we won't go hungry. Or we wouldn't go hungry. Bread here now. Fish eaters, so there's gonna be some fish around.
Is that a spider jig?
No, it's I forget what the hell, something like that.
Yeah.
We've got a name for it. I forget what it is. So, Yamamoto. Creature grub or something. not.
All right, so this little clip here is me catching a striper, but I kind of want to talk about the fish right before it because it was the big bass of the tournament, 4.17 pounds, just barely edged out Doug Washburn on his 4.07, but we caught him off some stumps with a jerkbait, and right here I'm just kind of showing Joe what active target's all about.
That is fancy. I've never seen such a thing.
All right, so I don't know what happened with that last fish catch. I think the camera got switched into time-lapse mode, but we ended up not really paying attention to the camera too much in the last hour because we only had 3 fish going into that last hour of the day. We caught one on a chatterbait, slow rolling it on the bottom. We hit a few other pockets really quick, and then I ran back in this creek and went to the first tree I saw through a jerkbait and caught a barely, I think he was 13 inches, so it just barely edged out my limit. Ended up with 11 pounds, and first place was 15, kind of like I said earlier in the video. It's going to take about 15 or 16 pounds in this club tournament to win it, or at least to do that top 2, top 3 position. But it ended up being third place was 12 pounds. I had 11 and a half, but I did get big fish at the tournament, so it was a good start out to the year. Now we, well, just found out as I'm filming this that we're not going to be fishing Jordan this coming Saturday. I was really banking on that tournament. I found some good stuff. I'll probably drop a video of my practice. I wish I would have caught a few more now. But I'll drop that video of my practice next week to show how that went. But I think this Saturday, instead of going and fishing a tournament, we're just going to go out and have fun. Me and Adam are going to pick a lake, go see what we can do because it's going to be windy. So we'll try to pick somewhere that's not too bad on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday I got the Cat Gaston tournament with my pops. And we're going to film that whole thing. And that'll come out in a week or two. Hopefully we catch them, because the last time we were up there we didn't. We found a few fish, but you know, that's just the way it goes. Haven't been up there in the pre-spawn in 2 or 3 years other than last week, so we're gonna give it a shot on Sunday. But till then, catch y'all next time. Let's roll that outro. Peace.